Hey everyone, it's Matt from Greatness Every Day, and in this video, I want to share with you how to protect your money using Ray Dalio's All Weather Portfolio. And with any video that I make on this channel related to money and personal finance, this is simply an opinion post. This is simply where I'm reporting information and sharing my thoughts on it because I want to be transparent and say that I am not a financial advisor. I'm sharing with you what I'm doing so that you can go out, do your own research, speak to your professional financial advisor and anybody else that you may know, and do your own research and make your own moves. So I will never tell you what you should invest in, but with this video and a lot of the videos that I make about money, we talk about the mindset that you need to succeed with your money, whether you're talking about just saving, whether you're talking about investing or any other thing. So I'm excited to get into today's topic here because this is something that I have not had a lot of experience in. And when I first found it and discovered it, I really saw the value in it. So I'm excited to share that with you today. We're talking about Ray Dalio's All Weather Portfolio. And for me, I've been investing for a few years now. I guess 2017 was the year that I started investing. And I actually didn't start investing first in the stock market. I first started investing into some more high risk items. So with that, obviously, it's the cryptocurrency market. I got in early before that big rise happened at the end of 2017, which was pretty exciting to be in there for that. So that was kind of my introduction to investing. And from then, I have gone on and entered the stock market and do have the majority of my investments in the stock market right now. So with this, obviously, given the times that we find ourselves in right now, there's a lot of uncertainty about the next few months, the next couple of years. What does that look like exactly? And to be frankly honest, there is absolutely no way to know. And a lot of people want to know the answer, but you just can't. So what you have to do is protect yourself. And a lot of people, myself included in the past, just left their money in their savings. But at the same time, we're losing out on a huge opportunity to increase that amount of money that we have and use it for better purposes if we start taking on the lens of investing. And for me, that's been a big game changer. Here on this channel, I talk about the investing that I've done personally, also the spare change investing that I've done, and going into some other topics that I like to talk about. But this is a portfolio that was shared with me. It's Ray Dalio, and I'll explain why and who he is in just a second. But this was a portfolio that was shared with me and really kind of got me thinking about my personal portfolio. So what you see here is obviously there's a long-term bonds makes up 40% of this portfolio. Stocks make up 30% of this portfolio. Intermediate term bonds make up 15% of this portfolio. Gold is 7.5%, and commodities are also 7.5%. So just kind of looking at this, you can see bonds make up 40 and 15. So 55%, the majority of the percentage of this portfolio is made up of long-term and intermediate term bonds, where if I look at my own portfolio, I have the majority, if not every single bit of it, very, very small percentage in some ETF investing that I do that has purchased some bonds. But the majority of what I have, to be honest, is in stocks. And there's a reason for that. Right now, if I look at the dip that we've had recently in our market as the time of this video, I wanted to take advantage of the dip that's gone down and really hopefully maximize the growth that's coming from that as a long-term investor. And that presented a good opportunity for me to invest in individual stocks to go ahead and do that. Now, in this portfolio, stocks only make up 30%. And there's a reason for that. Number one is essentially stocks are volatile. They can be volatile at certain times of our economic growth or decline. There's two other areas. Gold and commodities each make up 7.5% for a total of 15%. And when I look at this portfolio, I am looking entirely at me being in this category. Almost all of my money are invested in stocks. So I need to get a little bit more serious in terms of the investing portfolio that I have. And I do understand the reasons that I put all my money into stocks, and I am safe to go ahead and do that. And I've also bought into things like index funds and so on. But if I want to protect myself and protect my money and diversify, this is a portfolio that I am going to use as my framework to do so. And a lot of people are going to watch this video while we're going through this time and we don't know what's to come, and say, hey, you should have told us this video a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, so we could have protected ourselves. But in the same case, we do not know what the next few months hold. We do not what the next few years hold either. So there's no better time than now to start getting into these markets. So why this portfolio? Why Ray Dalio's all-weather portfolio? Well, Ray Dalio himself is a very successful investor. And when I talk about kind of the mindset that I'm following for investing, one of the things that I say in my steps is to go ahead and research what the legends are doing. And I would definitely consider Ray Dalio a legend of investing, right? He comes from pretty humble beginnings from what I've read about him. He also went on to start Bridgewater Associates, which is one of the most successful investing firms that is out there. So he obviously knows what he's talking. And when I listen to him speak, or when I read something that is written about him, it just seems practical. It seems like something that I can relate to as a regular person, going ahead and wanting to make better investments. So he's somebody that I definitely look up to and listen to what he has to say. Another reason was strategically, this was a very specific plan for investing. I like the fact that I can look at these different areas of investments and the percentages that break down with them, and I can compare that to my portfolio and say, yes, my portfolio is in line with this portfolio, the all-weather portfolio, or no, it's not. I need to branch out and I need to look at adding some commodities or gold, or maybe I need to add more long-term bonds. And that's something that is really quick and easy for me to assess and evaluate whether or not I'm actually in that situation. So there's a strategic plan for investing. And when you're investing, you absolutely need to have a plan in terms of, are you in it for the short term? Are you in it for the long term? Are you going to invest in whatever makes you money, or are you going to go ahead and invest in things that you are aligned with the values of the company and the values that you have? You need to have a plan for investing. Also, this all-weather portfolio stands true to all weather. That's really kind of where it got its name from. Regardless of what's happening in our world, this portfolio is able to perform well. And that could mean growth, or that could mean a decline, but much less of a decline compared to something like one of the indexes like the S&P 500, for example. So it protects against inflation. It also protects against deflation. It protects against increased economic growth, as well as decreased economic growth. And all of those things, we are able to view trends, yes, but we are not able to predict the exact amount and time that those things are going to happen. So this is a portfolio that we're really looking at to really prepare ourselves for the unknown. And what are your next steps right now? Well, it would be super nice if I was able to go through and say, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy these different funds, buy these different stocks. I'm not going to do that. That's not my job. Your job is to go and do the research. Your job is to watch the different videos that are out here on YouTube from reputable sources. Your job is to go speak to your professional financial advisor and say, hey, this is what I want to recreate. How do I go ahead and recreate it? So that is the video on Ray Dalio's all-weather portfolio. I hope that it helped you. If it did, please click the thumbs up button. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel, because I help people live their greatest life through personal development, health, wealth, and more. That's what I'm about here. I'd really appreciate it if you would do that as well. And remember, choose greatness every day. We'll see you next time.